Hey, welcome back. We are at the 20K for Vibes, and we're going to dive right back into the next round, round two.
Let's get it.
All right, so here we have RTK. Oh, no, sorry. This is Matt Bartlett. Sorry. So, Matt Bartlett with Green Aggro.
We've already went through this. But basically green aggro. It's we're gonna want to get a lot of cards out really fast. Looks like there's a few different cards in here. We see a bunkus. We see a silent snow globe. The snow globe is a pain in the butt. It will remove all abilities for penguins, and we got some popcorn. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's an interesting deck. It's a little bit of a spin on green aggro, but Matt knows what he's doing, so we'll see how he handles it.
All right, next deck.
Next deck we have from Brian Broeking, Bizbunk. We've seen Bizbunk already. We saw how Jonathan Suarez took down the green aggro. So this is going to be interesting. The green aggro is a little bit different than the first one we saw from Case. So why don't we get to the game? Why don't we get to the match and see how it's going? All right, Brian on the right, Matt on the left. 2 1-0 players. So. Here we go. Oh, we're already on. Are we on turn 2?
Yeah, we're on cycle 2. We're just maybe catching us a few seconds late. Well, it looks like we've got.
Penguin whose garden grows, right?
Yep.
And then that's the. What is that one? I always forget that one. It's is it Overwhelmed with Knowledge?
Yeah, yeah, there's Overwhelmed with Knowledge. That one's not Penguin. All right. This one is Penguin whose garden grows. On Matt's side, trying to pull it up for you guys.
So, okay, we are on turn 3. Matt has the Baron. So let's see what he's going to play. It looks he's got an escape in time. It looks like he got. Okay, Sliding Penguin. It's a really common aggro card, green aggro. A 2, or is it a 4 for 4 or 4? Yeah.
Yeah, that one boosts up other
Penguins by
in your
2.
Yeah, by 2, and it's just only one other penguin, right?
Yeah, one other penguin.
Yeah. So, point of this deck here in green aggro, what are you trying to do?
You're trying to get out as many penguins as possible and get a lead as quickly as possible. You want, and you can see Matt. You can see Matt has 4 rods already. He's got the stronger vibing penguins. He, yeah, he's got it. I mean, he's playing his hand correctly. He's got a lot of good cards in the hand as well to potentially counteract certain things. But yeah, his goal is to get out as many penguins as possible. All right, so Brian got a bonk, so he's got the bunkus in hand. Now, does Matt have a misplaced forgetter of things? I don't know if he does. I don't think he does.
I don't see it.
Okay. Well, we got a popcorn. Popcorn.
Popcorn is going to eat some popcorn and eat some penguins, put them on ice. That'll shrink, Brian's ability to make some more pudge. But
yeah, I'm assuming he's probably going to get rid of Penguin, who's okay or not okay. I don't know why you would be okay in fire. So yeah.
Well, some days that feels like when the world's burning. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But on Matt's side, I've actually met Matt once before. We were doing our launch party over in Miami, over at Art Basel.
Okay.
That was in December, and so he hasn't really played that much. But I mean, he's also grinded through the online.
I was gonna say he plays a lot online, and Matt and I both are trying to collect a lot of the same things. So he's definitely very, very into the game.
Yeah.
And I think he does have some TCG experience. It seemed like he knew Magic pretty well when I was talking to him yesterday. So
yeah, he put out a really awesome piece the other day, maybe a couple months ago at this point, but it was talking about the origins of of vibes and even like the value of this game in the long term, right?
Right. I
And
remember that.
yeah, and it was comparing it directly to Magic: The Gathering because this is a new game. Yes, it's been out for a little bit over 6 months, and or less than 6 months, and there's valuable things in it.
Yeah.
I mean, when Magic started, there was no such things as foils,
Sure.
but we saw the game evolve, and this is a game that we're seeing a lot of players gravitate toward, just as a secondary TCG to play. And
Yeah.
I play a ton of Magic, but this game is actually quite good to be able to flex the mind in a different fashion. Because
Yeah. Can we? I don't know if we can pull up the penguin whose garden grows, but I just wanted to
yeah,
point something out real
sure,
quick.
Garden grows.
So the sliding, it looked like the sliding penguin was giving the popcorn penguin an additional 2 vibe counts, just because they didn't want maybe a got 'em or something along those lines to potentially eliminate it. But with the penguin whose garden grows, it's basically, well, wow. Well, its vibe count increases. But we've got an inspiring story out there. Matt's really got all the cards he needs right
Hmm.
now. Brian,
This is like lockdown, right?
yeah. So basically, there are certain cards like Inspiring Story and Popcorn Penguin that have actions on them that start at the beginning of the action turn, which is before actions actually are played. And you
Hmm.
can sequence them however you want, and it doesn't have to stay that way each time. So basically, before anyone could even play a Gotham, Matt can put +2 vibe counters on Popcorn Penguin. So it really protects it from anything other than like an adventure squad or like a not your keys in a yellow deck. So you know Matt's gonna take out a lot of penguins right now.
Yeah, every cycle at the start of that action time, something that Brian's not going to be able to respond to. This is actually one of the popcorn penguin to me. I didn't even see it in the first run through of the set when
Right.
when I started playing,
Yeah.
and I remember people just talking about it's like, yeah, that's just a drop of honey penguin. I'm like, wait, there's a drop of honey like from Magic side, actually just taking away the creatures or in this case the penguins on the other side, and you get to choose if there's a tie.
Okay.
So powerful if you get
Yeah.
to make that choice, like who's the least vibing penguin, and
Yeah.
then just like ice him. I mean, Brian's gonna like lose a lot of his penguins that should be in play,
Yeah.
and helping him make some pudge. But Matt's got a little bit of an advantage here now.
Yeah. He definitely does. He's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna win the vibe check though. I think Brian will because of he's got the penguin. What is it called? I just totally forgot the name of it.
Oh,
Uh,
wait, there's so many penguins.
it is what is it? It's trying to think
What
off
does it
of
look like?
the one on the bottom. It's
The one who runs the lift?
yeah, penguin who runs the lift. Sorry,
There you
yeah,
go.
thank you.
No worries.
Penguin who runs the lift. Thank you. Had a little brain fart there. Yeah, penguin who runs the lift because there's more than 8 cards in the ice. It gets a +6 vibe counter on it. So the only way that Matt can, because is it at the start of action that card? I forget honestly, but either way, Matt's now going to tie. Um, yeah, we'll see. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on Brian's side. There's clearly an advantage there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that Matt's hand at the bottom of the screen?
I would think so. Yeah,
Okay.
it's got. I feel like it's
Or
got to be.
those are flopped rods, perhaps. I'm not really
Oh
sure.
yeah, no, it is flop rods.
Two,
It
three,
is.
four,
It
five,
is.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah. So this is a really.
This is pretty problematic
This is a
for
really key turn
yeah.
for Brian. And
Okay.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know. So it is at the start. So the penguin who runs lift is at the start of action. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So he's got the bunkus out.
Okay, we're comboing off a little bit here, and
How many though? How many can he even? Okay.
Yeah. So for those that have never played BizBunk before, I tried sleeping this up the other day and actually lent it out for someone to play today
Yeah.
in this tournament. And it is not easy to, have to interact with your ice, like knowing exactly how many penguins to leave there so that your bunkus can be big.
Yeah.
And then, is it the right time to actually play your bunkus
Yeah.
from the ice?
Yeah. No, it's a really, it's a, it's a difficult situation because if you don't have enough in there, it's not even going to be strong enough to even do anything. But I do think I do think that Brian has enough cards in there.
Hmm.
Um, we'll see. Actually, maybe he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't.
No? Had to do a recount. Well, no, looks like we're going into action time perhaps here.
Yeah, we're definitely
Yep, and boosting up a little bit of the vibe for. Can't find
Penguin.
it on a 20-sided die. That's really tough. I think that one increases by a 6, if I remember. Penguin who garden grows.
Very good.
Yeah, there we go. Sweet. So at the start of action time, if another penguin in your huddle or is tied with the penguin in play with that's vibing the most, boost this penguin's vibe by 6 for the rest of the cycle. So looks like
So Matt's got 8 vibe counters on it because he's got the inspiring story.
yep,
So this might be the end of the game.
this could be. We saw the ascending penguin get chomped up by popcorn.
Yup. R.I.P. I think Matt's got this. Yeah, that's game.
There
yeah,
it is. It's
there it
game.
is. That was a
Yep.
quick one. I think Brian didn't really get a lot of really good cards to draw. I don't know how he could have played it differently, to be honest. But yeah, BizBunk isn't always perfect. There are times where it can lose, and that green aggro deck was definitely a little different than the first one. It had some, like you said with the yellow starter deck, how you made a few tweaks and stuff, or when you play Magic, you make it. It seemed like Matt made a few tweaks to it to put his own spin on it, and it definitely made a difference.
Yeah, got boost up, and then popcorn penguin's got to be the MVP for that
Yeah,
deck.
100%.